We all love the popular ABC show The View by Whoopi Goldberg, Oscar award-winning comedian and actress, but not everyone is a fan of her jokes on air. From body shaming to off-the-cut speeches, she's had several encounters that weren't so pleasant, and not for the first time. So let's see the celebrities who insulted Whoopi Goldberg on her own show. Wayne Newton walks off the show. You know, it's quite interesting how comedians sometimes switch gears when they move from doing stand-up to hosting talk shows. They usually try to keep things light and not step on any toes, especially when they have esteemed guests. But let me tell you, someone must have missed the memo when it came to Whoopi Goldberg. Back in 1992, she had her own show called The Whoopi Goldberg Show, which unfortunately only lasted one season. So there she was, an Oscar award-winning comedian with none other than Wayne Newton as her guest. Now, you might remember that Newton had been facing some serious money troubles at the time. Well, Whoopi, being her usual bold and cheeky self, decided to seize the opportunity to poke a little fun. She handed Newton a pocket calculator and a ledger, basically telling him he could use some help managing his hotel empire. And hey, she even went as far as offering to cook for him if he was really strapped for cash. But you won't believe what happened next. Wayne Newton, the man known for his glitzy performances, actually walked off the show. I guess he wasn't quite ready to take Whoopi's humor in stride that day. Barbara Corcoran body shaming saga. Oh, you won't believe the banter that went down on The View when they got talking about the size-inclusive jeans. So there's Barbara Corcoran, the judge from Shark Tank, having a chat with the amazing Oscar-winning actress Whoopi Goldberg. They were discussing the jeans from Good American, which is a denim company started by Khloe Kardashian and Emma Grede. And guess what? Whoopi playfully asked if those jeans would fit her, especially post-pandemic. All relatable stuff. Now, Barbara Corcoran, being her sassy self, drops a real zinger out of the blue. She's like, hey, if you decide you don't like those jeans, just give them to me. I'll make 2 pairs out of them. Can you believe it? The comment got the studio audience groaning and even left Whoopi looking a bit disappointed. And there's Corcoran just smiling awkwardly. But wait, Anna Navarro, always quick with the comeback, jumps in to defend Whoopi. She starts teasing Corcoran about her dress, saying that both Sarah Haynes and Jill Biden have worn it on TV, and even throws in a jab about Donald Trump Jr. Well, you can imagine the laughter that followed. The viewers had quite the reaction too. Some were all about Team Whoopi, praising Anna for having her back. One viewer said, "Don't mess with the moderator. Anna's got everyone's back, especially Whoopi's." Now, the joke did stir up some mixed feelings. Some folks were a bit taken back by Corcoran's comment, while others thought it was just meant to be a lighthearted joke. One of Corcoran's supporters even said, "Anna is a gem, but honestly, I think Barbara was just trying to be funny. Cut her some slack. Whoopi's a comedian who can handle it." Barbara's apology. So, after some online backlash and accusations of body-shaming Goldberg, Barbara Corcoran decided to clear the air with a video apology. She starts off like, "I just came back from The View and saw my old friend Whoopi," emphasizing friendship. Then she gets real and admits, "She had a phenomenal sense of humor, and I've known Whoopi for years. I made a joke at Whoopi's expense, which I now realize wasn't funny." And here's the heartfelt part. She says, "For anyone who I may have offended unintentionally, I just want to say I'm really very sorry." Now, rewind to April 2021, Whoopi is all over the front cover of Verity's pre-Oscars issue, talking about her journey to embrace her figure. Even though she snagged an Academy Award in '91, she was real about feeling out of place at the glamorous ceremony. She recalls, "I couldn't look glamorous like other people look glamorous." Oh, and guess what? The designer who whipped up Whoopi's dress had actually worked with her iconic mentor Elizabeth Taylor. Talk about fancy connections, right? Whoopi's take on her dress now? It was cute, simple, and to the point. She's candid about competing with the likes of Annette Bening, Lorraine Bracco, Diane Ladd, and Mary McDonnell that year. But the cool thing, there's no drama between these stars. In fact, Whoopi took them all out for dinner after her big win. Now that's some classy camaraderie. Thorne slams Goldberg on Monday. Back in 2019, things got pretty intense between actress Bella Thorne and Whoopi Goldberg from The View, so here's the scoop. Bella Thorne was in a situation where her nude photos got hacked and she decided to release them herself. But Whoopi Goldberg had some thoughts on this and didn't hold back. On her show, Goldberg kind of criticized Thorne for even having those pics in the first place. She was like, "Hey, if you're famous or not, age doesn't matter. Taking nude pics of yourself? Bad move. Hackers don't discriminate. Once that pic is in the cloud, it's like a buffet for any hacker out there. Just saying." and Thorne wasn't having it. She got all emotional on Instagram saying that she felt disgusting because of Goldberg's words. She even canceled a future interview on The View. Thorne's like, Whoopi, come on, I didn't want to get trashed by a bunch of older ladies for being me. Goldberg had her side on the story though. She argued that in 2019, you gotta know better than to keep sensitive pics on your phone. She's like, once it's out there, hackers are gonna get it. It's not rocket science. Thorne wasn't backing down either. She wrote this note directed at Goldberg saying she's offended on behalf of stars like Jennifer Lawrence, who went through a similar hack and felt violated. Hold up, seriously? Blaming the girls for snapping the pic in the first place? Thorne wrote, I'm raising an eyebrow at that one. I mean, think about Jennifer Lawrence feeling like she was violated on a public stage. And what about all those folks who tragically took their own lives because of some jerk leaking their private stuff? Your take on this? Well, it's honestly pretty terrible. I'm really hoping you take a moment to reconsider your perspective, especially when you're in the shower having these chats with younger girls. Thorne also released her own nude pics to regain control and even got the FBI involved. Wednesday's show with Kumail Nanjiani almost sets off wrong. In 2022, the comedian and co-host faced a few awkward moments upon her return from dealing with COVID. On a particular Wednesday show, they had actor Kumail Nanjiani, known for his Hulu Misery's Welcome to Chippendales. The catch? Whoopi, during the introduction, stumbled over Kumail's name, turning it into a bit of a tongue twister. Please welcome Kumail Nanjiani, she managed, complete with a subtle eye roll at her own slip-up. Despite the blunder, Kumail remained unfazed and gracefully took his seat for the interview, showing no sign of offense. Rev Run makes a joke? So, Whoopi's had quite the week since she came back after beating COVID-19. She had to skip a bunch of shows, you know? On Monday, the episode of The View, they had a rapper, Rev Run, over to the chat about his new movie, The Hip Hop Nutcracker. During the show, Rev Run made sure to tell Whoopi how glad he was that she was back. She replied, yeah, I had COVID, but now I'm back. Over it. Rev Run noticed Whoopi's sweatshirt, the one that said, over it. He pointed and made a joke of it, and the whole panel burst out laughing. But here's the kicker. That little laugh made Whoopi totally miss her cue to toss the show to the commercial. She spaced out for a moment until the producer gave her a nudge via her earpiece. Whoopi tried to play it cool, pointing to the camera and asking, oh, you want me to keep talking? Got it. And just like that, she smoothly wrapped up and sent the show off to a commercial break. Classic Whoopi. Meghan McCain versus Whoopi Goldberg. Just a few months after Meghan McCain left The View in 2021, she didn't hold back in her memoir, Bad Republican, where she didn't mince words about her former co-hosts. In an excerpt published by Verity, McCain had some pointed thoughts about the show's dynamics. The View breeds drama, producers struggle to rein hosts, manage conflict and prevent leaks. In my view, working at The View tends to bring out the less admirable sides of people. She didn't stop there. McCain went on to express her view of the challenging work environment. I believe that the women on the show, along with the staff, are navigating a culture that's so tangled up it's like quicksand. But it didn't end with the show's overall atmosphere. McCain also took a direct swipe at Whoopi Goldberg, the moderator, stating, Whoopi wields an immense amount of power in both the culture and television realms. Once she turns against you, it can lead to an almost unbearable tension at the table. Her evident lack of regard for me became increasingly hard to manage over time. Meghan McCain even revisited some of the show's viral moments, including instances where Goldberg told her, girl, please stop talking to me, and the time she simply responded with an okay after one of McCain's lengthy conservative commentaries. McCain bared her feelings, admitting those moments genuinely hurt, and day after day, week after week, they took their toll. And there you have it for this video. We'll see you in the next.